welcome to another RSR. Tonight, I am recapping the group stage of League A and predicting the knockout rounds of the 2023-24 CONCACAF Nations League. League A, because that's all that's finished right now, at least the group stage-wise. Their window in November is the knockouts, the quarterfinals. Everybody else's is the group stage. Maybe I'll review everything at the end of the quarters. I don't know. We'll see. Or going into the Nations League finals. But, nah, I'll probably just leave it as it is. So, right now we're going to talk about League A, Group A, and Group B, and their knockout rounds. Quarterfinal, play-in, semifinal, and final. All the way through, we're going to predict every knockout round, not just the quarters. So, reacción de la fase de grupos de la Liga de Nations de la CONCACAF y predicciones de la cuartos de final. There you go. Liga A. Yeah. Okay, so we'll start with Group A. League A, Group A, we're going to start. First off, I'm going to tell you my predictions. 6th place, predicted Trinidad and Tobago to finish 6th. That was wrong. I predicted Curacao to finish 5th. That was right. I predicted Martinique to finish 4th. That was wrong, but not too bad. I predicted El Salvador to finish 3rd. Oh, boy. That was wrong. I predicted Guatemala to finish 2nd. They got their butts whipped. That's why they didn't. I predicted Panama to finish 1st. That was right. But it was a lot harder and a lot more touchy than I thought it would be. So I had 2 out of 6 in Group A. First off, El Salvador finished 6th. 0 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses, 1 point, 2 goals for, 6 goals against, -4 goal differential. El Salvador, what the hell happened to you? Like, what? Like, 3 minnows. And you proceed to finish bottom of the group. Like, I know it's only 4 games, but that is the worst thing I've ever seen. 4. 3 losses, 1 draw. And the only draw was to Martinique when you were already down. 1 point. You're in League B. El Salvador is in League B of the next CONCACAF Nations League. That was never going to be right. I don't care what you say. That pick, if I had picked El Salvador to finish 6th, you would have called me crazy. And I never thought they were going to fall off like this. But let's just say I picked them to do it. That was never going to happen. I'm surprised the impossible happened. CONCACAF's a weird confederation. Jesus Christ. This confederation is something. That's all I got to say. Jesus. I was right about Curacao finishing 5th, though. 1 win, 0 draws, 3 losses, 3 points, 6 goals for, 7 goals against, -1 goal differential. They still went down. But I expected them to go down with all the teams that were in this group. But I expected them to get a win or get a point off of Trinidad. I think it was get a win off Trinidad. So they did do that on the final match day, but they were already down anyway as well. But Curacao, they did not play well enough to stay up. I don't think they fell apart. They just haven't been too good recently. And they're not as good as Guatemala, Martinique, Trinidad, or Panama. That's facts. 4th place, I picked Martinique to finish there, but it was actually Guatemala. 1 win, 1 draw, 2 losses, 4 points, them getting their butts kicked or why they finished 4th, but at least they stay up. 5 goals for, 7 goals against, -2 goal differential. Hell, they had picked up a point. They still would have finished 4th. Because Martinique beat. Yeah, Martinique won 2 games. Guatemala, even if they had drawn. Martinique won against. Now they drew. That's 6 points. So, yeah, they got an extra point there. But yeah, Guatemala losing put them in 4th anyway. So, Guatemala finishing 4th. You know what? Of course, they have to have learning experiences. I don't think they were always going to be great. Guatemala has potential under Tena. They've gotten better over time under Tena. But let's remember when they just basically sailed their way up to League A, they were playing teams that were weaker. And they were only in League B because they got punished for playing an ineligible player back a couple of years ago, got suspended, had to start in League C in the 2019-21 Nations League. They got up easily from League C to League B. Then the last Nations League, they came up. I think, yeah, they were in Gold Cup both times, 21 and 23. So, but as time has gone on, they've gotten better. They have grown. But sometimes you're going to have growing pains, and them finishing fourth is a growing pain. I didn't expect them to have growing pains. I thought they had passed that point because they got to draw against Canada, all that. With that being said, Panama, Trinidad, just better teams. Martinique, I mean, they've had their moments recently. Guatemala finishes fourth, but they put on a good fight. It's not like they were horrible. It's just really tight in a 4-game group. I think it should have been 5 games. One of the windows should have been 3 games. One of the windows should have been 2. Everybody plays everybody. This Swiss system thing was stupid, to be honest. They should have just played everybody 1 game. I don't care if it was home or away. You could draw that. You could go Swiss system that way. But 4 games, and it was an uneven schedule, I think that's unfair. It should have been 3 games in one window, 2 games in the other. You play 5. You play everybody. Hopefully, if they do it like this again, hopefully they change it, because the Swiss system thing is just stupid. 3rd place, Martinique. Now, this shouldn't be shocking because of the Gold Cup, but it sort of is. 2 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, 7 points, 2 goals for, 3 goals against, -1 goal differential. They picked up 2 wins with 2 goals? Yeah, that's probably the most flimsy 3rd place finish I've ever seen, but they still finished 3rd place. They stay up. They were inches away from going to a Copa America quarterfinal, or a Nations League quarterfinal to get to Copa America, but they didn't. Martinique, they've played pretty well. They're very good defensively. They find ways to get results. That's my words. 2nd place, Trinidad and Tobago. Again, who would have expected this? I had them finishing last. They did not play like a last place team. I underrated them again. Just like the Gold Cup. I thought they were going to play like absolute crap in the Gold Cup, and St. Kitts were going to shock them. Now, Jamaica, USA, now, I don't think that was ever going their way, but the St. Kitts game, something. Excuse me. I'm not cutting that. 3-0-1, 9 points, 10 goals for, 9 goals against, +1 goal differential. Trinidad and Tobago scored enough goals. Like, yeah, they came back. They won 2 games 3-2 against El Salvador and Guatemala, but they got the wins. That gave them 6 points. They beat Curacao 1-0. There you go, and then they lost to Curacao. Had they drawn, they would have still finished 2nd. But had they won, they would have finished top of the group. They were this close to playing Canada or playing Costa Rica instead of the USA or Mexico. My bad. That was a good confusion. Mexico. So they could have had a chance. Now they don't. Well, at least not in the quarterfinals. They're not going to the Nations League semis, but Repechaje, they'll probably have a chance. Panama finishing first, 3-1-0, 10 points, 9 goals for, 2 goals against, 7 goal differential, +7. I had Panama finishing first. That was correct. I'm not surprised. They're the best team in the group going in. They're the best team in the group coming out of it. Facts. And they play Costa Rica, so we get a Costa Rican Panamanian derby in the quarters, which should be pretty good. But Panama, they were the best team in the group. They won like they should. There's your answer. Boom. 2 out of 6 on Group A's predictions. Group B. My predictions for Group B going in. Cuba finishing 6th. Wrong. Grenada finishing 5th. Wrong. Haiti finishing 4th. Wrong. Sadly. Honduras finishing 3rd. Wrong. Suriname finishing 2nd. Wrong. Jamaica finishing 1st. Right. Yeah. I overrated Grenada and underrated Cuba. Rico Rosarena did sure stand on his head. I was right about that, though, if you look at the predictions. It just helped him. They got a result against Honduras. They lost to them, but they got a result against them. At home. At home. But, 6th place, Grenada, 0-1-3, 1 point, 2 goals for, 13 goals against, minus 11 goal differential. They love to play football. They actually play football. They actually try to play the sport instead of hacking at people. So Grenada, I have a lot of respect for. I like the way they play, and it sucks they're going down because I like the way they play, and I hope they jump back pretty quickly. Sort of heartbreaking they went down, to be completely honest. 5th place, Haiti. 0 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss. Another heartbreaking relegation because I thought Haiti was playing pretty well in this tournament. 3 points, 5 goals for, 6 goals against, minus 1 goal differential. They got a draw against Jamaica in the first round, the first window, the second match. They got 2 other draws. Haiti played pretty well in this group, but Cuba stayed alive enough to get a win and go over them. Suriname as well. Way too tight at the bottom of the table. Hell, the whole table's way too tight. But, again, Cuba, Haiti deserve better. It's sad to see them go down. Cuba, 4th place, 1 win, 2 draws, 1 loss, 5 goals for, or 5 points, 1 goal for, 4 goals against, minus 3 goal differential. You're lucky Rico Arozarena stood on his head. And Arozarenas love to play in October. It's just something about them that loves to play in October, Randy and Rico. And that's what saved you, and that's why you got a draw. And your 1 loss was against Honduras and Honduras. Your other 2 games were draws. That's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. You stay up. Good job. Thank Rico Arozarena. 3rd place, Suriname. They may have played like crap in the first 3 games, but they got a timely win. They got a timely win over Grenada to stay up. They almost were about to be relegated, but they got a timely win to stay up. And that's why Haiti went down. Suriname, at Haiti's expense, stays up. Did they deserve to? No. They played like crap for the first 3 games of the group. They had 2 points. They got enough to stay up with Cuba. You hate to see it. Not that I hate to see Suriname stay up, but it's just you hate to see it for Haiti. You really do. 1-2-1. Timely win against Grenada. 2 draws and a loss. 5 points. The loss was to Jamaica. Yeah. 5 points, 6 goals for, 3 goals against, plus 3 goal differential. Suriname, they got lucky that it was so tight that all they had to do was get 1 really good result and they stayed up. That's pretty much it. 2nd place, Honduras. Beneficiaries of all the casualties. 2 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, 7 points, 8 goals for, 1 goal against, plus 7 goal differential. Honduras does beat Cuba in their last match. They win. They won another match. Honduras is back, turns out. Turns out Honduras is back. Just like Texas. Draw, win. Yep, they lost to Jamaica. They beat Grenada. There you go. Their 1 loss was to Jamaica. They drew Cuba. They beat Cuba and Grenada. Boom. All right. Yeah, that isn't really that great a results, but they're playing well. They're playing fluidly. Honduras is not the crap Honduras they were for the past 3 years. Honduras is back, and they're through. 1st place, Jamaica. I was right about this. It's the only one I was right about. Group B. 3 wins, 1 draw, 0 losses. 10 points, 10 goals for, 5 goals against, plus 5 goal differential. They drew to Haiti in the September window. They won their other 3 games. At Haiti, against Grenada, and Suriname. No, Honduras. They didn't play Suriname. Grenada and Suriname confused me. It did confuse me there. My bad. They played Honduras. They beat Honduras, but that was barely. But as time went on, Jamaica started to build in. They started to look a bit better. And they are a threatening team. They are a team that can threaten even the best, which, we'll get there. But Jamaica played really well in this group stage, and they seem to look like the best team in CONCACAF right now outside of the Big Four, the 4 byes. So, with that being said, let's get into the predictions of the quarterfinals play-in and CONCACAF Nations League finals mini tournament. Starting with the quarterfinals. Quarterfinal 1, Costa Rica versus Panama. I have Panama winning because Costa Rica has had a horrible year. They need to rebuild. They are getting older. than a nursing home. And we need to put Costa Rica in football hospice because they need to be put out to pasture. At least this current iteration of the team. And I think Panama might just do that. Panama might just do that. This might be the final nail in the coffin for this current Costa Rica because, you know, I guess you don't really want to try things, especially if you really don't have any games going into a Copa America qualifier, but that's what's going to hoist you by your own leotard. So, yeah, Panama wins. They've just been amazing this year. They've probably been the 5th best team in CONCACAF. And when you're the 5th best team in CONCACAF right now, you're actually challenging. So, Panama, they got to a Gold Cup final. They've been playing pretty well. I don't see why they wouldn't, as long as Carrasquilla doesn't get hurt, which, well, Houston's going to make the playoffs. I'd bubble. Well, I can't bubble wrap him. You can't bubble wrap him, but I'd be praying. I'd be praying, because if you lose him, there's a lot of loss there. But I think Panama will be fine. Carrasquilla plays. He doesn't get hurt. Panama wins. Panama goes on to the Nations League finals and the Copa America. Quarterfinal 2, Canada versus Jamaica. Now, I think Canada has to brute force this tie. If they want to win, they have to brute force it. You already heard my prediction if you were on Ryan LFC's stream. But I will boil this down. Jamaica is a very good team. They are a very good side. If Canada plays like they're the favorites and they play like their shit don't stink, Jamaica will freaking beat the hell out of them and knock them to the play-in, the repechaje. If Canada plays like these are our equals, we got to get this spot. We have a point to prove. We got to get back to the Nations League final. We have to get to Copa America. We have a point to prove. We got to do this. Canada's going to brute force it. And I think that's the mindset Canada has, is we have a point to prove. We need to get back to the Nations League finals. We need to get to Copa America. We need to win these trophies, or at least give ourselves the best chance to. I'm not saying they will. I'm just saying. I think their mindset is of, let's win these damn trophies. Let's give ourselves another chance to win the Nations League, and let's give ourselves a chance to get to Copa America, or win the Copa America. And I think that's their mindset. And I think Canada, if they play the right way, I mean, let's remember, Germany played Japan and lost 4-1. The next time they played a CONCACAF team, they beat them 3-1. So you know what? And Canada should have beat the USA at the Gold Cup with a B team. So we still have talent. I think Canada's going to brute force this one. 3-2 on aggregate, a 1-1 draw in Kingston, a 2-1 win in Toronto. They win by the skin of their teeth, but Jamaica makes it a freaking hellfire and brimstone game. That's not the best comparison, but a hellscape of a game. There we go. For Canada. But Canada gets it done. Maybe hell on frozen over, but it works. Quarterfinal 3. Mexico versus Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad, I'm very impressed with what you've done. I really am. You have played an amazing group stage. You are now the Appalachian state of CONCACAF. Anybody should be afraid of you, or at least be weary of y'all. And you know what? I hate to say it, but Mexico is amazing right now. They almost beat Germany. They should have beat Germany. Yeah, you're going to the repechaje. You're going to the repechaje. You're going to get blown out. I hate to say it, because Mexico's on fire right now. Jimmy Lozano is the right man. If it was Diego Colca, you might have a chance. Oh, you still have to go to Azteca too. Yeah. I'm sorry. You're in trouble. Mexico's going to win. I hate to say it, but it's true. Quarterfinal 4, USA versus Honduras. USA versus Honduras. Honduras may be back, but the USA are defending Nations League champions back-to-back. It's Honduras. It's not Germany. They played a really good half against Germany, and they beat the hell out of Ghana. USA is going to beat Honduras. They'll get a draw. They'll get a draw down in San Pedro Sula and then beat them 3 or 4-0, wherever the hell they choose to play them. USA wins. They go to the quarterfinals in Copa America. So, the 4 teams to win the quarterfinals. We got Panama, Canada, Mexico, USA. They don't have to worry about a repechaje. They go to the Nations League finals in March and to the Copa America next summer. Play-in ties, which are also in March. to just be the last two teams qualifying to Copa America. Costa Rica versus Jamaica. I don't know how they're going to write these out. These are just my predictions. These may be different when we actually get there. So I may have to do a re-prediction in March, but it is what it is. Costa Rica versus Jamaica. Again, Costa Rica should be put to pasture. Jamaica will put them to pasture. Jamaica is such a better team. They're way more dynamic. I don't see why Jamaica would bottle this one. Another two-legged tie, but this time they get it done. Jamaica is one of the two play-in winners. They go to Copa America. They don't have a Nations League finals chance, but they do go to Copa America. Play-in 2, Trinidad and Tobago versus Honduras. This one's going to be really tight. It's going to be really tight. I hate to say it, though. It's going to be really tight, but I think Trinidad is just going to come up short. The beating they took from Mexico probably worsens their resolve, and then the iced out period where they don't play, they'll have to just think about it for 4 months. And I don't think that's a good thing. And I think Honduras, they will, at least when they play the USA, they expect, well, I guess Trinidad also expects to get blown out. But Trinidad is working on momentum. Honduras is working on building something with Rueda, and I think that's what gives Honduras the edge here. I hate to say it, but Trinidad's momentum will be gone. They have to capitalize now against Mexico, which I don't think they'll do. You have them sit out for 4 months, and you have them think about, damn, we got our asses kicked. Honduras is building something, even though they lost to the USA, and probably got their asses kicked, but probably just in one leg. It's probably not the monumental ass kicking that Trinidad would take from a Jimmy Lozano Mexico. I think Honduras wins by 1. I think it's very tight, but I think Honduras gets that last break. And they are the 6th team to be in Copa America. So Panama, Canada, Mexico, USA, Jamaica, and Honduras through the repechaje. Those are your 6 Copa America teams in my view. Now, the Nations League final tournament. Semifinal 1. Again, I don't know what these matchups will be, but I guarantee you it'll probably be by CONCACAF rankings because they're not going to let USA and Mexico play again in the semifinals. So, with that being said, 2 versus 3, Canada versus Mexico of who's left. 2 versus 3, Canada versus Mexico. Yeah, no way Canada wins this match. Even if we have Carlo Ancelotti, even if we have our players on a better belief system, yeah, Mexico is going to win by at least 2 goals. We're back in Jamaica's spot when they played them at the Gold Cup. Mexico wins respectably easily, but maybe not as easy as how the USA won the final. But Mexico beats Canada. USA versus Panama. USA, because Panama is just not as good as the USA is. So, you know what we're heading towards. 3rd place game, Canada versus Panama. Rematch of this year's semifinal. Canada wins again. They win the bronze medal. Not too bad. I still think Canada on paper is better than Panama. So they win on a neutral site. Jerry World probably, from what I'm hearing. Canada wins that 3rd place medal. The final, USA versus Mexico. This is when the tide turns. Mexico will win their first CONCACAF Nations League trophy. The way that Mexico's playing, the manager that they have, Diego Coca got whipped by BJ Callahan. Greg Berhalter's going to get whipped by Jimmy Lozano. Mexico's going to be looking for blood. They're going to be looking for revenge. Jimmy Lozano is a damn good manager, and Mexico is humming right now, and I'm sure they'll be humming even more by March. The USA, not so much. Greg Berhalter, if they play like the first half against Germany, yeah, they could win. They could win the Nations League again, but they're not. Mexico's going to do just enough to cause chaos and cause a loss for the United States. Mexico will finally win the Nations League in their 3rd try, their 2nd final game, their 2nd final match, 3rd finals tournament, but final match because, you know, have to call the tournament finals, which, okay, the final is there, but okay, sure. But Mexico wins. Mexico will win the CONCACAF Nations League in the end because I just think their manager's better. I think they're humming right now, and they're on a better position than the United States of America. So there's your answer. Mexico will win the Nations League. with that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put it to playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I shall see you on Saturday for Decision Day. Toronto FC versus Orlando City live in RSR. And I may go live for a Western Conference game. I will consider it. I will put out if there's a multi-view, I may do a couple. But I will have one to center on and just be live for. I don't know if that'll be Portland or St. Louis, but I'll do if I do, I'll do a poll tomorrow, okay? And then we have Domingo Futbolero on Sunday. Liga MX is back. We'll do a Domingo Futbolero, the last Futbolero of the season, because, at least for now, because the playoffs are about to start in MLS and we have Sundays filled. So, one more Domingo Futbolero, and maybe we'll do a Liga MX final second leg as our last Domingo Futbolero, end it the right way, but we'll see how it goes. So, maybe we'll do a Western Conference Decision Day game. I'm not completely sure. That one, I'll think about it. Hell, maybe I'll make the freaking poll now and just go live for it. And just review Toronto and go live for the West. So, we'll see. But with that being said, I'll see you on Saturday. I'll see you on Sunday. Let's have some fun. Friday we have off. Have an amazing Friday. And I'll see you on Saturday, Decision Day. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See you.